Hello and welcome. I'm hoping everybody can hear me because I have my headphones on. And so if you can hear me and you're on YouTube or the Goober Mama, please give me a thumbs up that you're able to hear me because I have to press my ear in order for people um, to change the mic. So here we go. Let me see. Hello and welcome. I'm hoping everybody. So if you can hear me, let me see. Okay, there we go. Just checking on the other app. So if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue on talking right now. Um, so a few things are coming up today, and I just wanted to tap in. First of all, like and subscribe if you're on my YouTube. And if I have a sale on right now for all my readings at $130. So DM me to book if you're wanting a reading. My readings right now are on Saturday, Sunday, and I'm I'm doing them on Google Meet. So I'm not doing them on Zoom anymore. So I've switched over to Google Meet. So a little bit of that there. So I just wanted to say, there's a lot going on right now, but we do have some real positive energy right now. We really do. And that energy is to really have us piece together. Like it's kind of a chill kind of energy for us to piece together what is going on in our life, to sort of take stock of what's happening and really look at the people that we do have around us and what is important to us. You know, this is where, with the moon in Taurus and it's trining Pluto right now. We got a lot of, you got Uranus there, we got the North Node there. This is very Venus energy. So the Venus energy is all about relationships and what are those relationships? And this is about taking time for the bridges. And are you building the bridges and maintaining the bridges of the relationships that you want to have in your life? Um, this is, because of the shattered reality that's happening, and it's going to happen more and more. We're going to be starting to see more of the shattered reality. What is it? PayPal? What was it? PayPal just came out, and I guess their stock just dropped because they were actually holding people's money because they were censoring them on what they were saying on social media and stuff. So, this is like, okay, you know what? I need to focus on what is important to me and not get fearful of a lot of things that are coming in. And that's the big thing, is that that's why you need your core support people around you, because you need people who are going to say, hey, you're going to be okay, don't be so scared, everything's going to work out, things like that. You need to have to make sure that you maintain and have that group, that community that's going to be with you, because there's just so much delusion that's coming in, especially with Neptune, right? That wants to show you, all the propaganda, all of the craziness and stuff like that that's happening. And you don't want to fall into the propaganda. You don't want to fall into that. You want to be able to, like, okay, which road is going to take me to my higher self? That reminds me of and it's an angel deck that I still have it somewhere. But there's one card, and she's just, and I think it's a fairy deck actually, and she's just stepping out, and first, she's stepping out and saying, which way I'm going to my higher self. So which way is leading me to be the better person I can be, to step into that energy, right? And that's so important. If more of us start to really focus on that, focus on the directions and where um we would like where we want to go, and not get caught up into like the 7 of cups. The 7 of cups, the person's looking at all the different cups, and they're getting lost in all the emotion. Oh, this looks good, that looks good. And of course, the Saturn Uranus square, we're coming off of that because Saturn's going off of the 18 degrees, and it's just um, in its retrograde phase. This is where we have to look at, and I got the devil card coming in. It's like, okay, that's the Saturn you're on. It's like Saturn and Pluto, like as I explained before, like they will hold you to a place if you want to stay there. If you want to stay in the delusion and the craziness, you can stay there. They will keep you there, right? If you want to stay and oh well, maybe this looks good and maybe that looks good, and not really having and creating that strong foundation and maintaining the bridges that you have, and getting lost in all of that, you know, delusional, the devil is going to hold you. We just, Venus has just gone from the morning star, and the morning star is Lucifer, right? Morning star, is Lucifer. So Lucifer is now gone and coming into the evening star. And so we're taking this energy and really wanting to redirect on where we want to go, right? Can you please recommend a book to learn more of the planet's orbits? Oh my goodness. A book. I hate when people ask me about books because I don't usually use books. I do a lot of my own research and stuff like that. And I would start listening to people like the Leo King, or um who is it? K Pacha, or Anne Ortley. Those people are fabulous people to start looking at. Um, there's some really great uh, astrologers that are out there, and some of them that you'll connect to. And that's who I've taken courses from. I've taken courses from Anne Ortley. I've taken courses from the Leo King, Chepaka, and this is where, and then for books, I have a book on Saturn, and I don't, yeah, and a few moon books, but I don't have any books that I can actually recommend to you. I'm so sorry. I'm just looking around at things that I do have. Yeah. So sorry about that, Shauna. But the thing is that for me, a lot of the things for me on how I've learned by taking the different courses. And you can go into Astrology Hub. It's pretty good to learn different things. And Gemini Brett, and there's many different astrologers that I follow. And if they come up with some good courses, then I sign up for them and I take them. And then their information or the handouts that I get, that's what I use. And the other thing is to understand the planet's orbit is to first of all understand the moon. Where's the moon? And you could look that up on a app. You can Google it to find out where the moon is, because the moon moves every 2.5 days, and get in touch with how you feel with the moon phases. Then we know the sun moves every 30 days, every 30, and goes into a different sign. So understanding what sign the sun is in right now. So the sun's in Libra, and it'll be soon going into Scorpio. And taking notes on how you feel with each of that. Then you can start getting into like, okay, where is Mars? And there's astro.com, there's Cafe Astrology, which are all great places that you can go look at, and you can find out where the different planets are. And you can begin to learn that way. And they'll probably recommend different books for you from there. Most of the thing, and the other thing is that a lot of stuff too, I self-taught because I've been doing it for 30 years. So, and it's just you really get to know and understand how the planets move, because you get to understand the degrees of the planets and where they are and how they make you know, aspects and stuff, and what those aspects mean, and what if they, and the other part is getting into the history. What happens when, what happens every time Saturn and Uranus square? Well, we know there's disruptions, and it's in a closing square. So it's coming into a time where, okay, what is it closing off? What are those things? What is Saturn all about? What is Uranus all about? And when you start understanding and getting to know the planets, doing some shamanic astrology with the planets, because the planets have personalities and they have um, different things that they like, then you get to know and understand their orbits and how long it takes them to go around the sun. And like Pluto takes 247 years, and it is heading on its way to go into Aquarius, where it'll spend 20 years in Aquarius. It just spent 14 years in Capricorn. So major changes, major changes. So especially with Pluto goes into a sign and it disrupts. It went into the sign in 2008, and it has disrupted corporations, governments, banking institutions, and the like, and it brings up information. So it's at the end of the sign. So we know that it's bringing up a lot of disruptions, a lot of corruption. What is happening with corporations, what is happening within the stock market, money, foundation. We have the South Node in Scorpio, and that has to do with banks, and it has to do with insurance, but it's the South Node, so it can get into the seedy underbelly of things, because it's the tail end of the dragon, and what comes out of the tail end of the dragon? Shit, you know? So, and the North Node is in Taurus. So it's not just understanding the orbits, but it's also understanding the placement of where they are, and understanding the houses, and then understanding the signs. So there's so many different layers in getting into it. So it's, and right now where we're at, and it's us heading forward into a new direction, into a new world, into a world of what we want to create and how we want to create it. And that's why it's so important, because Taurus builds bridges. Taurus does not tear down bridges. Scorpio tears down bridges. So if you want to tear down and think something's better on the other side, and Scorpio's the one that you can get lost into the South Node. Plus, we're in the eclipse season. So we have a solar eclipse coming in on the 25th and a lunar eclipse on November 8th. So there's this energy that's coming in for huge change and pushing that change. And right now, I would say about the 13th till about the 20th, we're in a phase that's, we're not too bad. It's kind of greenish, we're kind of going to go floating around, and then from the 20th to about the 25th, it's going to start getting really heavy. It's going to start really it's getting a little bit hotter, and things are going to get a little bit crazier. And then from the 25th to the 30th, when Mars goes retrograde, things are just going to go bonkers. So that's why it's so important to have the foundation, and have the support system, and have the people around you that you like to be with and they like to be with you, and building that up, because especially as we're going into further on into this year, it's going to get crazier. Now, I just pulled a deck off my shelf, and this is a fairy deck that I have. So I'm going to draw a couple cards from the fairy deck. I haven't used this deck in ages, just ages. What's the middle card? So here comes the King of Cups, but it was reversed. So the King of Cups. So what's the King of Cups? It's emotion. Looking at the emotions, being the ruler of your emotions. And when it's reversed, you might be feeling that you are not fully under control of how you are feeling, and you might be really overwhelmed. And so it's bringing, and especially being with the King, so that's a lot of masculine energy. So you might, with the masculine energy, it's the forward, it's the direction of how you want to take your emotions, how you want to take your energy. And with Mars, I mean, slowing down and going retrograde, you might not be feeling as energetic as you have been. And you might be feeling that your emotions are a little bit all over the place with everything. And with that, you have to be able to control things. The Emperor. So there's a lot of things that are feeling out of control. The Emperor, he is the ruler. He wants to rule things. So we have a king and an emperor. So there's energies of wanting to take control, but yet maybe feeling that you don't have that control, or there's a lack of control within your life. And looking at and feeling that the world around you might be feeling a little bit out of wonk, that you need to really dive deep into and ask yourself which way, and putting your hands on your heart, which way is going to direct me into the direction I need to go into. Which way is holding me back, right? And with that, we have the Nine of Swords. You're feeling all tied up. So there's a tied up feeling. The Nine of Swords is like, I don't know which way I should go. I feel all tied up. And yet there is help there. There is help there for you. You just have to trust in the help that you want, and you got to think things through with the Nine of Swords. And the final card that comes through with this, there's two cards that stick together. We have the Five of Pentacles, which is reversed, and we have the Seven of Wands. So with the Seven of Wands, it's also, is there some kind of conflict? Is there something that's going on? But it's Wands. It has to do with your passion. Are you stalking your passion? Do you want to go forth with your passion? Because people are getting really feeling distraught. But being the Five of Wands in reverse, that means there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is something more that is coming through. We just have to really trust in our intuition and not get too much into our head and overthink things. So there you go. So you guys have a fabulous, fabulous evening. Thank you so much for coming in. Hello, Shar. Shar, you popped in as I'm going by. So have a fabulous evening. If you are wanting to get in on the readings, let me know. DM me to book, and we will talk to you all soon. Have a blessed one. Bye-bye, everybody.